Happy mid-year, everyone! I can't believe that we are already in July. We've completed 6 full months of the year 2022, and we are diving into the second half. I'm actually pretty excited that we're getting into July because that means that the months are going to get shorter, the days are going to get shorter, it's going to get cooler soon. Summer is my least favorite season because it's so hot in Michigan, but it's also very humid. It's so weird. It's a climate that I really don't like being in, but I also don't like all of the snow that we get. But lately, we haven't been getting a lot of snow, so I actually really like winter and fall, the colder months. I'm usually a very cold person, but I like all the layers. I like wearing sweaters, and I'm really looking forward to that. But for right now, we are going to go into my June review and my July reset. So we're going to start with my June goals and see everything that I accomplished, and then start setting my goals for July. And as you can see, I'm doing this outside today because it is really nice. It is like 65 degrees, which is very unusual for July, and I'm just trying to enjoy it before it starts getting into like the high 70s and 80s today because we will be working on the house this weekend. So I'm just trying to be outside as much as I can. Looking at my June goals, I had divided it into 5 categories, and I feel like I went a little overboard and kind of wanted to overachieve, and I definitely did not do a lot of these goals. So let's go through them one by one. So for personal, I wanted to read 14 books, which I actually did. I wanted to read 14 because that would put me on track to reading 100 books this year, and that is something that I've been trying to do since last year. I read, I think, 70 books, and I think I'm actually 1 book ahead so far, so I'm at like 50 books out of 100, which puts me on pace for finishing as long as I read about 2 books per week. And then I wanted to study Italian short stories. I bought a book of short stories to help me learn Italian, and I did not read those at all, so I did not complete that. No soda. So I used to be an avid drinker of Coca-Cola. I loved it, and Dr. Pepper too, but then I got kidney stones and I started to wean myself off of it. So my goal for June was to drink no soda at all. And I think with the exception of 2 days, one was a wedding and then one I think was like a date night that we had, I didn't drink any soda. So I think 28 out of 30 days is pretty good. So I'm going to complete that. And then I had climb out of bronze for League of Legends. I actually didn't play a lot of League last month. I swear as soon as I wrote this goal, I started to not play. So I'm not sure if that's something that I want to try and continue doing just because I'm so focused on a lot of other projects. For health and wellness, I had consistently take my vitamin, which I did do with the exception of a handful of days. There were just some days where I couldn't remember if I took it or not, and instead of doubling up, I just decided to skip the day. I think it was like somewhere like 5 or 6 days where I didn't take it. So I'm going to complete that because I'm pretty consistent with it now. I wanted to get my physical exam because I get $1,500 towards my HSA from my work for completing it, but I have until October to do that, so I'm going to try and do that maybe in July, but I might push it off till August. I had complete yoga with Adrienne calendar, and I do like some of her videos, but I found that following her calendar was really difficult for me. After like the first week or so, I kind of stopped doing them because I didn't like a lot of the sequences that she had us going through. So I actually switched over to a different girl, which I can't remember the name of right now, but I did not complete the calendar. And I wasn't consistent with it either, but I'm going to try and be more consistent with yoga just because I do want to get some more flexibility and a little bit more strength in my legs. Average 10,000 steps a day was like a moonshot, honestly. So I work from home and I sit at my desk like all day, which means that I get about 4,000 to 5,000 steps in a day if I decide to go outside and do something not work related. So going to 10,000 steps a day was unrealistic. If I look at my app that tracks my steps, I think it'll show that my average was around 6,000 per day. And last month, so the month of May, I actually averaged like 4,500 steps. So we did increase by 1,500 steps a day, but getting to 10,000 was not going to happen. I think for July, an achievable goal would be like maybe 8,000 steps. I'll kind of fiddle around with the numbers and see what I can actually do, but 10,000 wasn't going to happen. For financial, I wanted to stay under my budget, which I didn't do, and we'll go over that in detail next. I wanted to sell my old jewelry. I did go to the jewelry jewelry store, but I did not bring my jewelry with me, so that was a bust, and then I just never went back. I wanted to Facebook Marketplace my furniture. I did sell one piece of furniture, and then everything else had been posted like the first week, and no one was really interested, so I'm going to end up taking most of that to Salvation Army because they're good pieces of furniture, but I just don't want them cluttering up my house anymore, and I'd rather just get rid of them than wait for someone to give me like 50 bucks for each piece. For business and Twitch, I wanted to sell at Farmers Market, design my first sticker, get Twitch affiliate, and create 2 videos per week. I actually only did the last one. I was pretty consistent with YouTube last month. I did 2 videos per week with the exception of the last week because I started feeling really sick and I just lost a lot of motivation and energy, so I took a break, but now we're back. Hopefully, I'm going to start trying to batch my videos so that it doesn't feel very overwhelming with the work, and hopefully we can continue this streak because I really enjoy doing the videos, so hopefully we're going to continue doing that. For home, I wanted to install the floors in my bedroom and paint the walk-in closet. So I don't know if you watched my other videos for my home makeover, but we kind of ran into a couple of issues and the flooring just did not happen. I think we ended up taking out more flooring than we put in, but we are in the throes now. We have a new banister to install, and once that's installed, hopefully this weekend, we can get the floors in. I am confident that July we will get these house projects done. June was just really not a good month in terms of achieving goals because I was very ambitious with what I wanted to accomplish and I didn't anticipate so many things happening with the home projects or with just in general just having time and motivation and energy. Another thing that I did realize was that I stopped watching reruns of like my comfort shows, so I didn't watch reruns of The Office, Parks and Rec, The Big Bang Theory, any shows that I have fully watched like from beginning to end. I didn't watch any episodes of that. That's like my comfort thing to do. Instead of doing that, I started reading, and I think that was a big reason why I was able to read 14 books last month. But then I also discovered 2 shows that I had never watched, and each of them has more than 10 seasons. I think Supernatural, I've never seen before, and I started it. It has like 15 seasons. And then I started Grey's Anatomy, which has 18 seasons. So I've kind of been binge watching those for the last couple of days just because I haven't been feeling well, as I mentioned. So if I restrict myself this month, I'll be able to get more done. So let me take a moment to figure out what goals I want to do for July, and then I'll come back. So for the month of July, I tried to be much more realistic. I only have 3 categories instead of 5. For personal, I want to read 10 books because that will not only keep me on track for reading 100 books this year, but it will actually put me 2 books ahead of schedule. I want to install my bedroom floors. Like I mentioned, we ran into some obstacles last month, so hopefully we can get that done this month. And then I wanted to declutter 30 things. For health and fitness, I want to cut out coffee. So last month I cut out all sodas. This month I want to officially cut out most caffeine. I do drink black tea, so there's a little bit of caffeine in there. But for the most part, I want to cut out all caffeine that I do drink. So no Starbucks, no homemade coffee, nothing like that. Because before, when I stopped drinking soda, I actually did have caffeine withdrawal. I had really bad migraines, I had fevers, and it's not a fun experience. I do not recommend anybody get addicted to caffeine because it is a drug and your body treats it like any other drug. It gets addicted to it, it relies on it, and when you stop drinking it, your body reacts. So I did not like feeling that way. I am going to cut that out completely. I'm going to try and average 7,500 steps a day. So when I mentioned that I did not reach 10,000 steps a day, I said that I did increase 1,500 steps based off of May's average to June's average. So 1,500 is, I think, an achievable thing. It's just adding an extra like 30-minute walk, I think. And I think that's something that I can do without putting extra stress on my day. And then I want to exercise 3 times per week. I've been really bad about exercising. I just want to like get more lean and just more fit in general. I mean, everyone wants to do that, right? So I'm going to try and do that this month. For business, which is basically Etsy, YouTube, Twitch, anything that is a source of income to me, I want to focus on building my platform, my YouTube platform primarily. And in order to do that, I have to keep posting consistently. So, the sun's coming out. The sun's starting to peek out. I'm running out time for me to be sitting in this area, but I want to post 2 videos per week, which I've been doing. I want to continue doing that. I want to post on Instagram 3 times per week. I tried to post on Instagram whenever I had a video coming out, but I want to be more consistent with that just because I feel like some people don't subscribe to me, but they do follow me on Instagram, so they kind of see that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then I want to make an Instagram reel. Reels are something that are intimidating to me. I'm not like a creative person like on the spot. I like to think I'm pretty creative, but reels are just like in a genre all their own. I feel like I'm honestly just too old to be making reels, but there've been a few where I feel like, oh, I could do that and kind of like follow the trends of doing that. But maybe I'll just do something really quick and easy, like an intro reel, or I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll end up liking them, so I'll do them more frequently. But for the most part, sticking to making YouTube videos because it's what I know, it's what I'm comfortable with, and slowly reaching out to new areas is something that I'm working on. So bear with me. So those are all my goals. I'm going to move on to my finances, but I'm actually going to go inside and do them because I think the lighting is going to start getting kind of harsh here. So just give me a second and then we can go through all of my finances. Okay, so now we are inside and we can go through my finances. I'm going to start with June and then we'll go into setting my budget for July. Let's start with my total income. So we have my overview here on the left. My total income was $5,085. Actual expenses $5,200. My income saved $925, which means my net income for the month was negative $1,000. This just means that I spent $1,000 more than I actually made that month, which is okay for me because I did spend a lot in like home improvements, which I do have a sinking fund that I'm just going to pull out of and kind of balance it out in my checking account. So it's just a matter of moving from my savings account to my checking. So I'm not worried about that, but net income is $1,000. So overall, I just lost $1,000, which is fine. My income summary breakdown, so paycheck 1 and 2 from my corporate America job, which some of you might not know, I am an automotive engineer. I made $2,356 each paycheck, which is actually $100 more than I did last month because I scaled back my investments for my 401k. So moving forward, I'll be making $2,350 instead of $2,250. For Etsy, I was not anticipating any money, but I actually did make a couple sales, so I made about $40 from that. Rover, Affiliate, and Tradesy, I wasn't expecting any money and I didn't make any money, so no surprises there. For Marketplace, which is selling things on Facebook Marketplace or through Nextdoor, I wanted to make $300, but I only made $80. But some money is better than no money, so we have that. And then I also have a $250 bonus that I wasn't anticipating from my work. They do this like recognition system, so whenever someone thinks you did a good job, your manager can kind of boost it, so you get money for it. So I withdrew $250 that I had from that. So that brings us to a total of $5,085. If we go through, look at my actual budget here, I didn't do great in some of them. So for fast food, I went 2 times over what I expected to. And honestly, $300 is probably pretty average for what we spend. I was just, again, being really ambitious on $150. So we'll fix that for next month. We spent a lot on food and groceries just because I think I did use Instacart a couple times, and also I started doing HelloFresh, which is about $60 per week. So I'm going to have to take that into consideration for next month. I spent $10 more in books, which honestly is not surprising. I was going to do a shipment of Rent the Runway for a dress that I needed for a wedding, but I decided just to reuse the same dress that I had because the wedding was outdoors, like in the backyard of their family house. So it was kind of casual, saved some money there. Coffee, I actually only spent $20, which is surprising, and that's probably because I didn't go to Starbucks. I went to Tim Hortons, so didn't get those expensive sugary drinks, and I got like real coffee instead. But for July, like I mentioned, one of my goals is to not have any coffee, so that budget will be $0. For entertainment, I only spent $40. Home goods, I went way over. That includes like furnishings, decorative things, stuff like that. And the big chunk of this was because I did go to IKEA and I bought new bed frames for our guest room and our master bedroom. and unfortunately they've been sitting in boxes in the living room because the whole flooring debacle. But hopefully we can clear all that out within the next couple weeks, and finally I'll have like an open space again. For home improvement, I was anticipating having to get some more flooring, but because we didn't get to it, I didn't have to buy any more. I still have, I think, 8 boxes of flooring left, so until I go through that, I won't have to buy any more, but I'll keep it on the budget for next month because I will need it probably. Health and fitness, I actually subscribed to my MyFitnessPal app, which is, I think, $60 or something like that, because I wanted to get a better understanding of my macros, and I think my MyFitnessPal app does a really great job of doing that, so that's where that money went. Gifts, I had anticipated spending $100 just because things come up like that, but I ended up going over by $200 because I actually found a stray kitten in the middle of the road, and I took him to the Adopted Pet Center in that area that I found him, and I donated $200 to cover like anything that he would need, like vaccinations and neutered and stuff like that, which really helps those like local small shelters. And I just really hope he found a home because he was so cute. I loved him. He was so adorable. Kyle's allergic though, so we can't have cats. Gas and fuel. We have a Volt, so we charge at home, and usually we don't have to use any gas because anywhere we need to go is within 50 miles, and that's how much our charge gets us. So I actually only filled up, I think, twice for my BRZ, maybe for the Volt, but the BRZ was like $70 because it takes premium, so it was like $6 per gallon. It's pretty intense, so still under budget for that. I wonder why it says 3, like 98 plus 3 does not equal 100. Oh, it probably rounds up. That's why. Okay. No cleaning supplies. Self-care, I didn't do much of that. Electronics, I think, what was that for? Oh, that was my Adobe subscription. I was trying to learn some software, and I threw the Adobe suite, and I just forgot to cancel it, so I'll do that next month. No pet toys. I did buy my dogs food this month. They did not need the vet. Did not do any traveling. $25 for business. That's just like email and shipping and stuff like that. And other was some credit card fees, service fees, like annual fees and stuff like that that I forgot I had to pay for. So budget, overall, I was over my budget by $1,000, and the majority of that is, again, home goods because IKEA. For savings, these don't change monthly. I have them automatically go through my checking account. So Roth IRA gets $500 per month. Baby fund, vacation, automotive, and optometrist. These are my sinking funds. So I just throw this much money every month into them. And like I mentioned, the net $1,000 will come out of, actually I don't have my home improvement in here. I'm missing one. Okay, I'll have to add that in for July. Roth IRA $500 because $500 is what it maxes out at if you do it like every single month, which I think is $6,000. It might be $6,500, so I might have to up it at the end so that it goes, or like make an extra deposit so I actually get the maximum for the year. And then I think last month I didn't go through my expenses, but let's just, for fun, we'll just go through and see what I spent my money on. I am a patron of the Minimalist podcast, so that's my entertainment for $40 every month. We have a lot of fast food in here. I know I'm going to see it. We've got clothes rack, a toaster for home goods. I forgot we got a toaster. Some books, If I Had Your Face, and the 12-week year. Credit card fee, yes. Epidemic Sound, which is the music I use for my YouTube videos. VGS Fenton, that's my grocery store. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, that's the book that I got from Target. Got some bedding, the donation for the cat, Starbucks, Blogilates app. I use Blogilates app. It's very great to have when you're going to the gym or even like just at home. Pet food. My dogs are really spoiled. They get lots of things. My friend Megan gave her $100 as a gift. Got this chair rocks. Fast food. There's nothing really exciting in here. Oh, DeWalt Walmart. That's Kyle texted me while I was out shopping, and he's like, "Can you buy this for me? I need it for taking some stuff apart at the house." So got that. More food, IKEA. So here's my IKEA. It was $1,200. So that was, you know, Audible, Post-its and packing tape. It's kind of embarrassing to go through all my expenses. So no, Kyle will say like, "Oh, we eat out too much." So So moving on to July, we'll reset our budget. So my paychecks are actually going to be $23.50. Do that. I don't anticipate anything from Etsy, Rover, affiliate sales, or Tradesy. Marketplace, I have a guitar that I'm trying to sell, so maybe $150, but then I'm trying to sell some old jewelry too, so maybe $300 is good. So we'll keep it at $300. And then our budget, we have fast food. We're gonna bump that to $250 because last month we had $300. I think $250, cutting out $50 would be good. Food and groceries, $300. I think it'd be good for me to start switching from me paying groceries to Kyle paying groceries after $300. So I think I'm gonna try and implement that. As I mentioned before, I do a lot of the grocery shopping, if not all of it. So sometimes I end up overpaying my half of the food and stuff because I do all the shopping. So for books, I've been, you know, buying a lot of books. My TBR is getting kind of big, so we'll go down to 50. Clothing, I don't anticipate needing anything. At coffee shop will be $0. Entertainment, home goods, I don't anticipate needing anything, but you know, $100 just to be safe. Home improvement, $500 for the flooring, that makes sense. Health and fitness, $100 because I don't know what's gonna happen. Gas and fuel, I might try and visit my parents, so that'll be $150 for gas because it's a long trip. And cleaning supplies, I know I have to buy some cleaning supplies, so we'll get $75 there. Self-care is fine. Electronics, I think my iWatch is glitching out. I might need to get a new one soon, but for right now, I think it'll last the month, so we're just gonna leave it at $0. No pet toys. Pet food, I think I do need to buy more food because we try and double up so that I don't like run out and have to like go to the store and get one, because I do get them from Amazon just because it's cheaper. I think I'm gonna have to buy some more. No veterinary care. Travel, I don't think I'm gonna have to go anywhere, so do $0, then $50. Okay, so it looks like $2,000 a month, so we should have positive net income for this month. And then, as I mentioned, I have to add in my home improvements sinking fund, which I think is $150. I'll have to double check because it's automatic, but I have to double check what that is. And then we have all of my mortgages, mortgage. I only have one mortgage. I don't know why I said mortgages. Subaru, and then my phone. I think that's it. Okay, so those are my finances. Hopefully I stick under budget. Let me know if this is helpful for you for like breaking it down, because I know it might not be like relatable because I make a lot of money from my corporate America job, but you know, I've been an automotive engineer for almost 10 years, so I don't know. I honestly don't know if this is like an average salary. According to my company, it's an average salary for my experience and what I do, but I understand that a lot of people aren't automotive engineers. I apologize if it's not relatable. I never mean to like brag or anything by showing this. It's just kind of showing a breakdown of how I spend my money, what my expenses are, where my savings are going, stuff like that. Hopefully I'm not just like jumbling it up and not making sense of anything, but I always feel like having a budget is the first step to getting out of debt. And when I was paying off my student loans, it really helped to use apps like Mint or Personal Finance to kind of track where all of your money was going, because when you pay with a debit card or credit card, it's very easy to overspend, whereas if you use physical cash, you are less willing to let go of it. So that is something that I just learned, some restraint and just avoiding, what is it called? avoiding the lifestyle creep from getting like annual raises or like bonuses or stuff like that. I think that's a big issue that happens with tax returns. A lot of people blow their tax returns on like a new phone, or they go and buy like computer parts or a new TV and stuff like that. And it's important to be mindful of where your money is going. So let me know if the budget portion of this actually helps you, because if not, I don't know. Just let me know. So with that, wrapping up the July reset, I also will go and kind of reset my home, which is like, I change my bed sheets every 2 weeks, but I do that at the beginning of the month just to kind of know beginning of the month and middle of the month they need to be changed, clean all the bathrooms, kind of air out things that kind of stale, do a deep clean of things every month. Other than that, I think that's basically all I do. I've been considering doing like a favorites portion, but I don't know if that would be great or not, because I think it would make me spend more money or just like be a little more frivolous with what I do, because on average, like day to day, my life isn't exciting. It's very routine. It's very casual. I work Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then afterwards I usually clean a little bit around the house and I watch Netflix, or I do something with Kyle, usually watching a movie. And it's like that routine stuff that's very comfortable for us. It's very reliable, and it's just, it feels safe. And for us, like, we do like to travel, we do like to do new things, but for the majority of our life, we are happy with our routine. We're happy just being at home and watching TV alone by ourselves. We don't really, as much as I try and tell myself that I like to travel and that I want to see the world, I still do feel that, but I'm also very happy here with Kyle in our little piece of land in the woods out in the boonies, and trying to appreciate that that's what we have and that's what we're living every single day, which is something that I used to dream about having when I was younger. Is just very fulfilling to think of that and realize, like, when you were 18 years old, this is what you wanted. You wanted a reliable partner and a reliable, safe home that was yours, that you could feel safe in, come home to every single day, and just kind of release all that anxiety that the outside world puts on you. So trying to be more mindful of that and what I have, and not feeling that whole FOMO mentality or that feeling, and more JOMO, I think is what I read in one of the books. It was like, instead of having the fear of missing out, acknowledge the joy of missing out. Being very happy of saying no, because I'm a very introverted person and so is Kyle. So sometimes when people ask us to do things, we kind of look at each other and we're just like, do you really want to? Like, do you have to? Do we have to do this? Not to say that like we don't like our friends, because we do like our friends, but it's a lot of effort to go out and see people and do things where we're not in our home and being able to be ourselves. Because I feel like a lot of people have that mask where they put on different personalities when they're around different people. I know Kyle and I, we are very much ourselves when we're at home and when we are playing video games with our friends. Like, that is us. That is 100% who we are, how we act. But when we are with different people, we amplify certain aspects of our personality and kind of hide other aspects. Hopefully that makes sense. But maybe I'll do a video about it, kind of explaining like friendships and like how most people are within them, because it is a topic that's really interesting to me, just kind of human behavior in general. So, okay, now I'm rambling. So, I'm going to do a video on the books I read this month, because I did read 14. So, very excited if you can't tell. And then I'm going to probably go into some videos on how I read more books, and maybe some more videos about my BRZ, because I feel like my BRZ doesn't get a lot of love, even though I do love my car. So we'll see. Until next time, bye!